Hi, I'm Dia and you guys are watching Dianosaur. So today I'm gonna do something fun, something new on this channel. I'm gonna expose myself. Okay, that came out wrong. That came out really, really wrong. What I mean by that is that I'm gonna show you my Goodreads and I'm gonna show you what all books I gave 5 stars to on Goodreads. All the books I gave 5 stars to. So that means I joined Goodreads in the year of 2010 or 11, right after my 12th exam. So from 2010 or 11 to 2022. So it's gonna be 11 to 12 years worth of books, and we are gonna discover some things, because I at this point don't remember exactly which books I gave 5 stars to, but spoiler alert, I had shit taste when I was in school. Like, I read and loved Twilight. I used to read Nicholas Sparks and loved the books. I was this sappy kid, like, who used to read romance and love all those tragic romances and all that stuff. So we are gonna see, we are gonna see what all books I gave 5 stars to, and there might be some surprises. So yeah, I so okay, I film on my phone, so just because I'll be going through the my Goodreads account on my phone, what I'll do is from here on we'll switch on to voiceover, and voiceover me will do all the reacting to the 5 star books that are gonna be shown. So you won't be subjected to this for the next few moments. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see if I come back at the end to do the outro. So yeah, bye. Okay, we are starting out strong. First, we have House Moving Castle. I read House Moving Castle last year and I absolutely loved the book. Howl and Sophie, they were amazing characters, and the story was so much fun and so heartwarming and so cute. And I feel that everyone should give this book a one chance, at least one chance. So that is House Moving Castle. Next we have Are You There God, It's Me, Margaret. So I read this book when I was at that age, I was a teenager and I was going through angsty periods and all that, emo stuff of no one understanding me and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it resonated with me when I was at that age and I gave it 5 stars, and I feel that I shouldn't change. Okay, so one thing I wanted to say is that I'm not gonna change any of these 5 stars because these reflect how I felt about the books at that point of time when I read the book, and it's kind of like a time capsule, I mean, while going through this list I am being reminded of things from my past, and it's a good feeling. So I'm not gonna change. Like, it reflects how I was as a person at that point of time. So it's I'm not gonna change that. So yeah, that was just a disclaimer. So let's go on to the next one. Next, we have our first John Green, that is An Abundance of Catherines. So, late 2000s and early 2010 was a time for John Green in my life. Like, I felt like I was finally seen by someone. Like, I felt someone had finally, like, put into words what I was going through and all that. And although it was all pretentious white boy stuff in the books, I was pretentious too. Next, we have Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So I read this one in 2020, I think, early 2020. And although at that point of time I really loved the first book, right now if I were to say comment on the book, about how I feel about the book right now, I would say it's more of a 4-star book right now, because I have read so many other books that are so much better than this, like better written, with better characters, with better plot points and all that, that it kind of dulls in comparison to all those other books, all those other 5 stars. So I'm not gonna change the rating, it's gonna stay the same. But yeah, it's not a 5-star book to me anymore. So next we have the Winter King. Winter King, I read it in the month of October, I think, this year. And okay, so I gave it 4.5 stars, which was rounded up to 5 stars. And the book has stayed with me. I still think about the characters, I still think about scenes from the book at times. And although I haven't read the sequels yet, but I'm gonna get to it next year, first half of next year, like for sure. So yeah, The Winter King stays. Dragon's Bane. I read Dragon's Bane this year, last year. I can't remember when I read the book, but it was amazing. I absolutely loved the book. It's kind of like this cozy literary fantasy about this woman who is not the most powerful witch, and this man who is this nerdy guy but who had killed a dragon when he was, young. Okay, the first Meg Cabot. We have the first Meg Cabot, which is Ninth Key. I have no recollection of this book. I mean, first of all, the cover I don't remember, because the US and the UK covers were different, and I had the UK cover and this is the US cover. And also, some of the books were part of a binder, and I bought the books as, as the bind ups and not the individual books, so that's why the cover is different. And at this point I have no idea which book this is. So this is one of those, the girl who can see the ghosts or something. I think it's one of those books, so maybe, yeah. Oh, next we have Forever by Judy Bloom. Forever, I didn't love the book, but I felt like it was important enough that I should give it 5 stars. I don't know, I was weird. Like, I still am weird, but I was even more weird when I was in, my teens. I felt like, oh my god, I should give this book 5 stars, because it feels like it deserves a 5 star or something like that. Anyway, I'm just blabbering at this point. Okay, next we have The Vesting Game by Ellen Raskin. I read this book in college and it was so much fun. Like, I had so much fun reading this book, and I want to reread this book at some point in my life, because want to see whether I like this book, because I hadn't read much, similar books at that point in my life. Or is it that good? Like, does it hold up? That's what I want to see. And next we have our second genre, Looking for Alaska. Looking for Alaska, oh my god, it absolutely wrecked me when I read it. And when my sister read it, she was like, oh my god, the girl is so pretentious, I hate her and I hate everything in this book. And that broke my heart. And I mean, the problems she had with the book, those were valid problems, but when I read the book, I didn't see all those problems. Like, I was like, this is literature, pure literature. This is like gold, like this is god tier stuff or something like that when I read the book. But now I want to read it and see whether I still like the book, or whether I'm in my sister's camp of hating the book. So that is Looking for Alaska. Next we have The Blade itself. So Blade itself, 5 stars. It does not require any more explanation. Go and read it if you haven't. The Princess Bride. This, oh my god, this book fooled me. So the way it's written, it's as if, someone is um not translating, what do you call it, adapting someone's book, like abridging someone's book and giving it to you. But actually there's no, you know original book. This is the actual book. I sound crazy, I know, but the way it's written, it's actually this faux abridgment. Is it, does it make sense? Anyway, go and read it. I would highly suggest you go and read the book. It's hilarious, and it's like there's no other book like this one. It's one of a kind, so go and read it. Next we have Matilda. Matilda is fun. Matilda is r- I mean, really amazing and really heartwarming. And it deserves the 5 stars. Murder of Roger Ackroyd deserves the 5 stars. I knew the twist. So that was the biggest tragedy of my life, is that I knew the twist to the most most twisted. Anyway, the most twistful. Let's go with twistful. So I knew the twist to the most twistful Agatha Christie book, and so when I was reading it, I was like, I know what's gonna happen, but still I enjoyed it so much, and I was like, oh, okay, this thing is happening, so that means that person is gonna do that thing, and it's gonna happen this way. And it was so much fun seeing the pieces fall together, and I would highly suggest reading it. Next, we have another Agatha Christie, Murder in Mesopotamia. This is more like a 4-star book. I don't remember much of it, but it was my first Agatha Christie, so I gave it 5 stars. So, yeah. Next, we have Hyperion by Dan Simmons, and I read it this year and absolutely loved it. Deserves the 5 stars. Go and read it. The Disreputable History of Frankie Lando Banks. Oh my god, this name. This is, at this point, this is more of a 3 star. When I read it, it felt like a 4 star, but I gave it 5 star because, like I said, I was weird. I felt like I had to give some books 5 stars because they deserved it, and I was too stupid or dumb to get the brilliance of the book or something like that. So, Sword of Destiny, 5 stars. I don't know, I don't remember the stories, but at this point, if I were to read it, I would say it's more of a 4 star. Alana the First Adventure, it's more of a 4 star, not 5 star worthy. Shadowland, oh my god, I don't remember which book this is. I mean, I don't remember the name, I don't remember the cover. I have a feeling this is that, is it called Mediator? The name of the series? Something about the girl seeing ghosts and helping them pass on to the other world or something like that. I think it's that book. Oh, we have the Princess Diaries, 5 stars. So, okay, Princess Diaries. It's not the best book in the world, but to me, it's my most favorite book because I read it at a point when I was looking for, something like that, a YA contemporary romance that is fun and, sort of like a wish fulfillment story. And I got what I was looking for. And because I read it at such a formative, stage of my life, I have really fond memories of whenever I felt depressed or anything like that. I used to read the book, read passages from the book, and I still quote the book at times. So, yeah, that's why it deserves the 5 stars. The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side. I read it in 2020. I was doing binge reading of Agatha Christie books, and I absolutely loved it. The ending, oh my god, it broke my heart. Before They're Hanged, Joe Abercrombie, 5 stars. I don't need to say anymore. Asterix the Gaul. Shit, I need to read the rest of the omnibus. It's hilarious. Go and read it. If you are not, if you are looking for something, like something like a palate cleanser, that is not a book, or if you're looking for something to break your reading slump, go and read the Asterix comics. Five Little Pigs by Agatha Christie, amazing. Heartbreaking, go and read it. Animal Farm, amazing, go and read it. Perks of Being a Wallflower, I read it when I was 17, and oh my god, the way I cried. Oh shit. Shit. What the hell? Why? I mean, just why? City of Bones, 5 stars. I gave City of Bones 5 stars. Just kill me. Someone just hire a mercenary and, kill me. Why did I give it 5 stars? I did not even enjoy it that much. Like, yeah, I devoured the book in like 2 days or something like that. But at the end, I didn't even feel compelled to continue with the series. And I gave the book 5 stars. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. What? Why? Oh my god. I I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I'm not gonna change the rating, so it's gonna stay in my Goodreads red shelf, and it's gonna be this Kala Dhabba on my image. Oh my god. Anyway, we have Murder on the Orient Express. Murder on the Orient Express, it's a good book, but I don't think it's a 5-star book anymore. Murder is announced as 5 stars. Shit, it's a 4-star book. What was I smoking? Anyway, the Metamorphosis. Um. Okay, so when I read it, it's not something you enjoy. It's something that makes you think, and because it made me, think and contemplate and introspect and all those heavy sounding things. uh that's why I gave it 5 stars, but I did not really enjoy the book because it's not something you enjoy. So it was at this point in my life when I was going through stuff, and I was, looking to, like, I was reading all dark shit, like heavy stuff and all that. So yeah, that's from another phase of my life. So next we have Ender's Game. So this was my first sci-fi that I ever read, and although I don't want to give this guy any kind of publicity, but this is a good book. I really liked the book. I mean, it was for the first time I read something like that, so maybe it had such an effect on me. But I mean, I would like to reread it sometime soon and see if it holds up. So, oh, we have The Giver. I completely forgot about it. So Giver is this dystopian book which I really liked, and yeah, I read it at a time when I was really this impressionable teen, and it really made me think, and all those heavy words. So yeah, next we have All American Girl. Yeah, it's not my favorite Meg Cabot. It doesn't deserve a 5 star. It's more like a 4-star book to me. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Oh my god, this is one of those books that's like a pillar for my personality. So I based my entire personality around this book for like 10 years of my life. So yeah, it deserves a 5 star. Princess in Love. I don't remember which book is that one. Anyway, Hunger Games. Yeah, 5 stars because I read it at a time when I was really into dystopian stuff and things that felt deep with quotation marks. Towards Zero is not a 5-star book, it's a 4-star book. Why is Naomi and Eli's No Kiss list a 5-star? I don't know what I was smoking, but I need that right now in my life. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, okay, makes sense. Sloppy Firsts. It was good. It was different from all those teen romances that I was reading at that point. And it was, different enough to stand out, to make an impression. But it's not a 5-star, like, it's more of a 4-star. Da Vinci Code. I mean, it's a popcorn book, so Roderick Rules, another Wimpy Kid book. And then there were none. It deserves a 5-star because holy shit. I mean, the concept of this book is so amazing and the way it was executed, you should read it if you haven't. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Canterville Ghost. I read this year, I think. I read this year and it was hilarious. If you want, like, Oscar Wilde is amazing, his writing is brilliant, and if you want something short, you should go for the Canterville Ghost. Confessions of a Shopaholic. I read that book. I don't remember reading it. I remember reading the first chapter, but I don't remember finishing the book. And I gave it 5 stars. What the hell? Anyway, The Kite Runner. Yes, The Kite Runner was heartbreaking, amazing, brutal. So was Flowers for Algernon. I cried so much after reading the book. Angels and Demons. It doesn't. It's. Is it. Did I like it more than Da Vinci Code? Which one did I like more? I can't remember. Like, all the books, they are like one big, like, mushy jumble in my head, and I don't remember. Paper Towns, another John Green. Oh my god, I had this one, Paper Towns, and Looking for Alaska. I was like, these two are my most favorite books, and these will be my most favorite books till eternity. And yeah, I used to quote things from it. I used to, one time in college, I got drunk and I started talking about, philosophizing. How do you say the word? Anyway, I started rambling about this book and what this book meant to me and what the themes of this book are, and pretentious stuff like that. So yeah, you are getting a picture of, past Dia, of teenage Dia, of early 20s Dia. So yeah, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. It's not a 5-star. Why did I give it 5 stars? It's a 4-star book. Anne of Green Gables. Yes, my all-time favorite book. Still slays. Diary of a Young Girl deserves the 5 stars. Verdigris Deep, the first Frances Harding book I read. It was so good. It's about these 3 kids who you know, get into trouble with this otherworldly creature, and things start happening. And although this is not the best Frances Harding that I've read, but it's still a very good book. Next, we have The Alchemist. Like, every 15-year-old Indian child has read and loved The Alchemist, except my sister. My sister is kind of like this, you know, uh, what do you call it? This contrarian. So yeah, except my sister, every teenager in India has read and loved and quoted from The Alchemist. So I'm not ashamed to admit that I gave The Alchemist 5 stars. Frankenstein. Yes, this is one book that I absolutely loved, and it was such a surprise because it was nothing like what I had expected it to be. So yeah, Catching Fire. Oh my god, no more Susan Collins, please. Please ignore Vera Dietz. Anyway, I'm pathetic with the names. So this one I read this year, although I bought the book when I was at Hyderabad. So it was kind of like a TBR wet by the time I read the book, and I absolutely loved it. Lola and the Boy Next Door, shit. Another, oh my god, Anna and the French Kiss. This is such a problematic book. And at that point, when I read it, it was so romanticized that I had no inkling that, okay, I was an idiot for liking this book. The Way of Kings. I gave this book 5 stars, and then I DNF'd the next book at one third point. I soft DNF'd it. I didn't hard DNF it. So I'm gonna give it another chance sometime soon, but I don't know when that time is gonna come. Mockingjay. Yes, the last Susan Collins. The Emperor's Soul. The Emperor's Soul is a novella by Brandon Sanderson in the world of his Cosmere extended universe, and I loved this one when I read it. So yeah, Malice read this year, and this is one of the best series that I've read ever. Fortunately, The Milk by Neil Gaiman, I read it this year, and it was so cute and so fun. Senlin Ascends. I totally forgot about the sequels, and I'm gonna read the sequels next year. Like this is to hold myself accountable. Like I'm telling you guys that I'm gonna read Senlin Ascends, the sequel to what is it called? Books of Babel, next year. And then there were none of anyway. This is something Cuckoo Song. This is the second best Frances Harding that I have read, and this is, like, this is kind of like this dark fairy tale-ish kind of a story, and it's for older middle grade and younger YA, that bridge kind of a genre. So yeah, it's not like other middle grade or YA, it's kind of different. So Valor, Everything I Never Told You. Okay, I read this when I got back to reading few years back, and I absolutely loved it. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, I don't have to say anything about it. Sleeper and the Spindle. Okay, Sleeper and the Spindle is this short story by Neil Gaiman, which is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty and Snow White. And it's really beautifully told, and I think if you are looking for something short, you should give this a try. We should all be feminists. It was an essay. It was okay. Ruin, Letters to the Lost. It was really good. It was so emotional. It made me cry. Radio Silence, one of my all-time favorite books. If you haven't read Radio Silence, go and read it. I would suggest you go into it blind, and it's better if you do it on audio because it has a podcast element to it, so you will like it better on audio. Red Sister. I really loved Red Sister, but right now I don't remember. So, okay, another video idea. I talk about books that I have totally forgotten what happened in the books, and yeah, that will be the video of the list of books that I don't remember anything about. So, The Cruel Prince. Hmm. Another sort of problematic book, but not really problematic. Uh, I it was fun. It was plain and simple fun, and that's why I gave the book 5 stars. It doesn't have any like literary merit or anything like that, but it's fun. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's amazing. Go and read it. Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. I don't see anyone talking about it on BookTube. Why? It doesn't make any sense. It's such a good book, and it's so heartbreaking and so amazing that everyone should go and read it. Wrath, amazing. Saga, have I talked about Saga on my channel? So I started reading Saga in 2016, and it changed my life. It was so good. And so, I mean, I need to reread and, read the latest one that has come out. So, yeah, they mostly come out at night. This is one of my all time favorites. I read this last month and it became one of my all time favorites. So, if you like dark folklorish books, you will definitely like this. And go and give it a try. Kings of the Wild. Okay, this is more of a four-star book, but I liked the humor. I liked the characters. So, yeah. Norse mythology. I did the audiobook and it was so good. Neil Gaiman's voice. I kid you not, it's like magical. His voice is so beautiful. And yeah, anyway, I should stop, simping for people on this channel. The Trials of Morrigan Crow, Nevermore. Nevermore is this middle grade. Oh my god, my hand is asleep. Kind of like Harry Potter book, and it's cute, it's fun, it's adventurous, it's everything you want in a middle grade book. And yeah, it's a 5 star. CD is so amazing. I did the audiobook and it ripped my heart out and stomped on it until it was totally mushy. And the ending, oh my god, the ending, it killed me. And if you have read it, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't read it, go and read it immediately. It's YA, but it's so good. Like, it shows that, even YA can be brutal and YA can be so good. Wondersmith, the second book in the Nevermore series, Holy Sister, amazing, but I don't remember anything. The Corset, I read this in October and it was such a good book. It's this, what do you call it? Social horror, society horror. The horror elements come from things that happen in society. So, and it's set in the Victorian era, so you can understand what kind of societal horrors take place in this book. And it was completely, like, it was so enchanting, it was so well written, it was so good. Sword of Kaigan, I read this year and it's one of my all-time favorites. The ending was not the best. The book was kind of structured a little weird, but it still deserves the 5 stars. Blackbird. The art in this book, the story in this book, everything in this book. Oh my god, it took my breath away because it was so beautiful. Well met. Okay, hear me out. This is not a 5 star book, but I gave it 5 star because it helped me come out of a bad reading slump. And it had role play and it had enemies to lovers. What more do you want in a book? My Dark Vanessa, it's really sad, heartbreaking, important book. Heartstopper, why did I give it 5 star? Heartstopper is not that good. It's like a 3 star book. Anyway, Beach Read 5 star makes sense. Night Swim 5 star makes sense. The Ghost Tree 5 star makes sense. Tokyo Ever After, this is like Princess Diaries, but the girl is half not half Japanese, full Japanese. But the girl is Japanese and she has to move to Japan because she is the daughter of the Crown Prince of Japan. So it's Princess Diaries in Japan. And what more do you want in a book? Night of the Mannequins. This is one of I was compiling a list for a video of horror novellas that I've read and I totally forgot about this book. I'm gonna add it to my list. Elder Race, another absolutely amazing book by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Song for the Void, it was 4.5 star. I rounded it up to 5 stars. It is a historical fantasy horror, and it is so intriguing and compelling to read. Seasons of Albadan. This is, oh my god, this cover is a total lie. This cover is a lie. It's not a cozy book. It's gonna rip your heart out. It's heartbreaking. It's brutal. Anyway, I loved this book. 5 stars. Wrong place, wrong time. It's a 5 star for a mystery thriller. I mean, so how I rate books is that a 5 star mystery thriller and a 5 star fantasy, you won't be the same, okay? I mean, won't be okay. Anyway, I'll do a separate video where I explain how I rate things. I think that would be better. So we have Little Fires Everywhere. This is another great book. I loved it. And we have Legends and Lattes, which is another great book that I read this year. Oh, Little Fires Everywhere I read 2-3 years ago, and it was amazing. This family drama about like race and identity and all that stuff. And Legends and Lattes is this cozy fantasy that everyone read this year and everyone loved. So yeah, we come to an end to our video.